This show is created in the course of the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Creators program powered by Gameloft. One loves to spend time on this game. The other tries to play it free to play but fails when their favourites are staring at them in the face. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board, but with both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. This is the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways, a weekly look at the mobile game LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed from Gameloft, live from the network studios of Castaway Central. Here are your hosts, the Llama and Paul Anthony.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into this edition of the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Escape Podcast. My name is Paul Anthony, and as always, I am joined by my not-so-hetero life partner, the one, the only, the fluffy one, the Llama. How are you, Llama?
I am wonderful, Paul. How are you? How was your week?
It was good. We took last week off because we both had a lot of stuff going on, getting ready for events that were happening this weekend, and you know, it was it was definitely something that we needed to do. You know, we appreciate that that everybody wasn't up in arms because we took 1 week off. Yes. Normally we're here for you week in and week out. So, you know, this week, I mean, it was a good week to come back to, because we did get a lot of information. Let's start off with information that's not presented in what we were given today, just today, a few hours ago in the Content Creator Program. We got an update from Little Wooden Boy that said that raids are not coming in the next update, and they're kind of delayed. There has been some grumbling and murmuring and gnashing of teeth, as they say in the good book, but I'm not as upset. But what about you?
I think that it's, you know, kind of disappointing for sure, because I think that raids is something that we're all really excited for, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm up in arms, just because I am of the mindset of I would prefer to have them wait and release something that's solid and less buggy than to rush a release and have lots of problems with it.
But okay, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. I'm going to play the other side that people are saying. But Sam, I mean, they're going to lose players over this because it's not coming out right now.
Yeah, that very well might be true, but how many of those players are going to come back once they hear how awesome the raid is? I mean, we haven't even had raids yet, and there have been plenty of players that have left and then come back, and then left and then come back, and then left and then come back.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. As I said in the Content Creator Program, you know, it's a double-edged sword if they talk to us about it. On one edge, it's, oh, you know, they're delaying it. Well, this is so buggy and terrible, and the world is ending. And if they don't tell us that they're delaying it and just do it, they get the old adage of what happens with the game that we play for the other podcast, and oh, they don't communicate enough, and it's not, you know, they're trying to hide something. I mean,
yeah. There's a fine line for sure, and I will say that, you know, the content creators had a pretty have been having a pretty extensive conversation about this for the past couple of days in regards to raids and the health of the game and where it's going and kind of the, you know, feel of, you know, the community and things like that. And we'll get into that a little bit when we have GKM Gaming on in the second segment. But I think a lot of people made a lot of really good points. Everybody likes to compare this game to Swaga, and I feel like we can do that, and in some aspects we can't, right? So, Bulldog is a perfect example of someone who made a really good point. I mean, at this point in the life of Swaga, they did already have raids. And, there were a lot of aspects to that game that were already implemented that we're asking for in this one.
Okay, now let's I actually would like to let's look at this. I'm actually going to do some live research here. Swaga.gg. That doesn't tell me when it came out. I'm looking for when the Rancor came out.
I wouldn't know because I was not playing the game at that point.
Yeah. The help wiki. Let's see if the help wiki. The release date was April 24th, 2016. Release date of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Let's look this up. November 2015. So November, December, January, February, March, April 5. So 5 months?
Yep.
All right. Release date of LLHU.
March, I think it is.
I'm looking here. Trying to find an exact release date. But I do want to say March. March, April, May, June, July, August. They're 2 months behind. 2 months! That's not long. That's not long at all. So
No, I agree. Like I said, I love this game. I'm not gonna be, jumping ship by any means. I'm gonna literally hang on until they turn the lights off. And I'm really not worried, because I think that the developer team is trying to be as open and honest with us within reason. I don't think that we have a right to expect 100% transparency as a player base, because I just don't think that's feasible. But I think that they do communicate with us more so than we've gotten in a lot of other games. And, like I said, am I disappointed? Yes. Do I think that there should be a mass exodus? No. Because I do think that when they release raids, which I do think are going to be coming sooner than a lot of the community thinks they are.
right.
I do think that it's going to be a really great thing for the game, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. So I think it will be worth the wait.
I agree. It certainly will be worth the wait when they hit, because we're gonna get whoa Black Benny, bam lam, whoa Black Benny. That's what I'm going to call Jens, because it's a Black Benny.
You should take one of your thousands of bennies and spray paint in black.
But then I would defile Benny. Maybe I'll spray paint a Jenny.
You've got 12 million bennies.
But I can't do that to a Benny.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Wardy makes a good point. It gives them time to prepare for it. We don't know exactly what we're gonna need to prepare for it, but as most of us, are the people who listen to this kind of podcast, the long form stuff, we're launch players. We're players from the beginning. We're going to be getting ready. Let's first get into the patch stuff.
So before we get into the patch,
Okay.
I feel like we really need to call out someone who is very special in the community and say thank you to Jester Gogo for putting so much pressure on Gameloft that they released the patch notes today. He's watching right now. So
He is.
Thank you, Jester Go-Go, for getting us the patch notes. We appreciate it. We are so thankful.
We couldn't have done it without you. Now you need to start asking where raids are.
There you go. Now just be incessant about raids. That is your next goal.
No, actually, you know what? Jester Go-Go, do me a favor. Start asking when Benny's coming to the game.
You can alternate. Raids Benny, raids Benny, raids Benny.
There we go. Gear 7 level 60 space team. No. Stop that, Jester Go-Go. Don't ask raids when. Let's get into the patch notes. This is the 6th update.
Yep. 6th update. Brick or treat. Our Halloween update is upon us, and we've got a ghoulishly good time in store. When it drops, we will be just finishing our Batlord Brick Pace event and ready for a new Master event featuring the spookiest guy around. Or should we say, the booiest? No, I hear it now. Spookiest it is. Then, after Halloween, when the world is full of frights, the updated Ghostbusters event will return to clean up Pip Town.
Updated Ghostbusters event. Does that mean Slimer 6 and 7?
No, I think that they're going to be changing the structure of the Brick Pace event instead of releasing Slimer at 6. Although they could surprise us.
Yeah. So they talk about the events, a brand new, the content. Make sure everybody realizes this word right here says content. All right. Anyway, events, a brand new master event to get ghosts. It's a master event. So, a new powerful attacker for your spooky team. Complete the first 5 nodes to unlock Ghost at 5 stars. I think all my space team is at least 5 stars.
Oh yeah. I'm good on the space. I'm finishing up my Commander Cold Farm. I only have like 15 more tiles to get.
Nice.
But I probably won't even use him.
But you have Kartovsky and
I do.
And Deborah and Gromrell?
Deborah and Gorwell, yeah. She's not 7 stars, but I do have her unlocked. I think she's at 5.
If she's at 5, then you can use her.
I don't remember. But she's one or the other.
Yeah. The Imperial Brick Pace event has been updated to resemble the Blacktron Brick Pace event. That's nice.
Thank you.
You wanted less hard nodes? Well, you got them. And the Ghostbusters Brick Pace event has been updated to make Peter and Ray accessible to those that missed the Unboxed events. Don't worry, the Slimy Rascals event will be back as well.
Now, I like that. I do. Because I think that updating that event means, so it's twofold, right? So that means I don't think they're ever going to make Peter and Ray farmable if they're adding them to the Brick Face event. That's what that says to me. But I'm okay with that because I kind of like having all 4 of them in there as a unit that you can only kind of get under special circumstances when the Brick Face comes around.
That might we see that in the case of whatever the new IP event is going to be. You know, there's been plenty of speculation out there. All we know is water. Somebody said underwater. The hint that we were given on the show 2 weeks ago was simply water.
Yeah, so the original hint given to us by Gameloft was underwater. And when Will was on the show a few weeks ago, he said water. So it's water/underwater. A lot of people are speculating SpongeBob, which...
I'm mixed.
So am I, to be honest. I mean, I'm not going to hate on SpongeBob. I watched plenty of SpongeBob in my, millennial
2 hours
life
later.
Because that was the cartoon of my childhood. But I think that as far as an IP in the game, I don't really know if there's a place for it. I would much rather go with the other fan theory of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'd be so hyped for TMNT.
So you're saying you don't know if there's a place for it. We have a pirate that shoots a monkey riding a cannonball that farts at somebody, and there's no room for SpongeBob. I just want to point that out.
I understand.
We have a zombie that throws his head at people, but there's no place for SpongeBob.
I just don't see how they're going to incorporate a story. Like, if we're being completely honest. But who knows? The story developer that we know that Gameloft now has, or has had, will certainly have a hard task trying to incorporate that. But if I had a magic wand and could pick, I would pick Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
You did. You were of the age where you got Turtles.
Yes.
In your youth. I got the original Turtles in my youth.
Right.
You got the movie versions. But Jester Gogo says, do you guys think that with a 5-star space team you can unlock the master character? Yes, if you gear them up.
I do think that this event is going to be difficult like Master Wu. So I think that everyone should err on the side of caution and go into it with more than you think you need.
But can it be done?
Yes. You will need to do it a lot.
Do you want to read Benny's comment? Or not, Wardy's comment?
He said, water is blue, so hopefully that means it's Benny.
Yeah, Benny.
But I think with the introduction of SpongeBob, if there will be an introduction of SpongeBob, that's going to bring a lot of kids to the game, like children, kids. So I'm not sure if that's the angle that they are really going for, but I have a feeling that's what would end up happening.
All right. Well, I mean, if kids play the game, they might get their parents playing the game, which in turn is a bigger player base.
True.
Also, if you put SpongeBob in there as well, you get the millennials that grew up on SpongeBob that are going to go, oh, this game has SpongeBob? Sure, let's try it out. Just like there's people who are Star Wars fans that picked up the Disney fighting game. I forget. It's not Sorcerer's Arena. It's the other one that they put out that has them fight. Has Star Wars characters in it. C-3PO, Rey, and Kylo.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So I'm gonna read this next one. You got the one after that. Ghost is a new heavy-hitting hero that exploits enemy buffs and auto-stealths his team when they are in peril. Defeating Ghost's allies will only make Ghost stronger, so attack at your own risk. You want to grab Nonsuch?
Yeah, so Admiral Nonsuch. We've been asking for it and asking for it and asking for it. Here, Admiral Nonsuch is. Look for the 5th Imperial in the Gem Shop, Time Quests, and in the Imperial Brickpace Event Shop. So, I mean, I know where I'm going. So, I have to say I'm slightly disappointed in that.
Oh, do tell.
I really thought they were going to make him a master event. I really did, and I would have been happy with that. But, I mean, it would have been cool if they had done, a master event and you had to have spooky characters with the release of Ghost.
I like that idea.
Well, I mean, it's not happening, so it doesn't matter. You just chuck it out the window, but...
All right. This is the part that has a lot of people up in arms.
Not me. I'm happy.
I'm happy about it too, but I know that there are some. Let me get a name of the person who wanted to make sure that I covered it. Hang on. It was... Oh, where'd their name go?
While you're looking for that, I'm going to go back for a second and answer Jester Gogo's question.
Sure.
Do you think that Nonsuch will be in the Tyranny of Justice event with his own chapter? No. Judging from what this says, he's not going to be part of the event. He's going to be in the event store. So you'll be able to redeem your event currency for him.
Tom Creed, Golden Aura Sorcerer. Tom Creed wanted to was not happy about this. Master Shop changes. Extra hero tiles are now worth double. So not just 5, but you get 10 per extra hero title. Or hero tile. I'm having trouble reading today. Prices have dropped as well to make getting Willa and those sweet, sweet apples easier to get. So they just mentioned Willa. Me, I'm sitting here going, Mr. Kartovsky, you know.
I mean, I will be focusing on Willa because I already have Kartovsky, so. But I mean, so I'm not sure if you've saved the response to some of the comments that little wooden boy mentioned. I'm gonna try and see if I can go back to find it.
Yeah, we could touch on that in a second. I'm going to talk about Brickspedition, noting that 2 new Brickspedition maps have been added to add some more variety. I wonder if it's going to be random on which one you get each day. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. So I did find it. So, yeah, Golden Aura Sorcerer is the one that kind of expressed him being upset about the change in the currency rate, the exchange rate in Master Tiles, and said, why do you want to shortchange your big spenders? And I thought that little golden boy's response, or little wooden boy his thing is golden, his response was great, because and I'll read it. We don't, but we need the ability to make changes without everything being retroactive, especially when the changes are for the better. If everything has to be retroactive, it means we can never decrease prices without destroying the economy of the game. And I think that is an excellent point. I really do. There are times where, yes, something happens and something goes wrong and they should compensate us for it, and I think they have. But I don't necessarily think this is one of those times, because if you are going to whale to get master currency, that's your decision.
Yes, you're in my mind.
Yeah, I usually am. Sorry, Mrs. Anthony. It's your decision to invest that money into that portion of the game, and I don't think that because they want to help improve the game for future players, because where we're at now, right, in the game, a lot of the players that have been playing since launch, and even in the soft beta, are now getting to the point where they're starting to see an increase in their master tile currency income.
Mm-hmm.
And they're noticing that the current state is not satisfactory to where it should be. So we're at a point in the game where it's going to affect the largest base of players, and I think now is the right time to make these updates to the master tile shop, because this is where most of the players are going to see an impact, and it's going to help a majority of the player base. If you are a whale and you decided early on to spend your money in the master tile shop, that was your decision.
Now, have you ever purchased anything from the master tile shop yourself?
Yes. One time I converted tiles and I got about 700 master tiles, or master shop currency.
Mm-hmm. What'd you buy?
I spent 500 of it. I believe I purchased set materials.
Yeah. I haven't touched it. I haven't even redeemed mine since I began the game. So all those extra Benny tiles I keep getting, yep. Red Benny tiles, not to be confused with Black Benny.
After that, I have not touched it.
Yeah. So I always found the master tile shop to not be worth it. So I'm seeing this and I'm excited for it.
So Bulldog makes a good point. Both sides are right. Yes, it's necessary, but yes, I'd be pissed if I had just wailed on Willa. Yes, you're allowed to be angry. But there's a difference between being angry and thinking that you're entitled to compensation. Which I don't think, personally, I don't think that people are entitled to compensation.
And if you've been hoarding, you've been hoarding. Good for you.
I've been-
I'm also going to
I've
point
literally-
this out.
I've been saying that I've been hoarding, and everybody's been calling me crazy. All of y'all content creators have been calling me nuts for hoarding. Because I was like, I'm telling you, it's going to change. It's going to happen. I've said it on this show a million times. I was like, I'm not touching my stuff because I know it's changing and I know changes are coming. So while, yes, I am a whale in this game, I chose not to do anything about it. And I chose to leave all of my currency because I knew that things were going to change. So there's two sides of that, right?
Yeah. The other part is that if I go and I buy a video game at, you know, let's just say Target, and before anybody goes, well, they have a price match guarantee and all that, stuff it for a moment. How about I go to a mom and pop shop? Okay, I go to a little mom and pop shop that sells video games because I want to support the little mom and pop shop, and I buy the game for $60, and then 2 days later they announce the sequel and they drop the price to $30. That's on me because I wanted to buy it then. Buyer's remorse is a real thing.
Not even 2 days. I think a more accurate analogy would be 2 months down the line, because that's what this is. There are people that have wailed for Willa and that have her and that have had her for about a month or so. And, now with these changes, and it's taken them a couple of months to get her. So, like, that's the thing, right? It's been a long amount of time.
Yeah.
So you buy the game and then a month later it goes on sale. And, like,
yeah. We are running really behind
Yeah.
here. Let's kick it into gear here. Updated features: hero filter upgrade. You can now sort by spooky and chilled.
Yep, cool. You can also filter by more than one thing at a time. Expanded guild daily leaderboards. I know Vintage X, who is my guild leader, is going to be very happy about this, so he can catch all the slackers. You asked for it, and we finally did it. Tap the leaderboards button to see where everybody in your guild is positioned as far as getting their guild dailies.
Yeah. And then bug fixes. Back row is easier to target. Locust no longer hits him, no longer bricks himself. Zombie is now able to be seen in the find flow. The UI, the booster pass UI, no longer randomly disappears, but it never was gone. You just didn't see it. That was all. Players are no longer able to sneak an ally into PvP. I don't even want to know how that was possible.
I don't either. Some kind of crazy bug. I never experienced it. So.
And Basil's awesome ability, Toot the Magic Dragon, now has a correct cooldown of 5. GKM, you're currently inside the chat. Can we just brush over Ghost and then we'll come to you? We'll go a little bit longer with you. Is that okay? We do want to say hello to, do you, brother? Okay, we will be getting to you.
Sweet. Yeah.
We appreciate that. Let's go ahead and talk about Ghost. Ghost is a powerful attacker who strikes fear in the hearts of its enemies. Ghost strikes fear into the hearts of its friends as well.
Biography: Big Bad Boogeyman Poltergeist Prime Great Guys Ghost is known by many names. It is said that even the spookiest of characters fear Ghost's overwhelming power. Many legends abound as to the nature of Ghost, but they all agree on one thing: don't look under the sheet.
Ghost is a builder, castle, attacker, and is spooky. It's a castle!
Castle.
I'm liking that. Alright. First ability, basic, is Pumpkin Spice. It deals 110% damage to a target foe at full strength. 85% chance to inflict defense down for 2 turns. If the foe is already inflicted with defense down, it deals critical damage instead. And it has a 65% to inflict defense down 1 on another random foe for 2 turns.
Jack-o'-lantern deals 150% damage to the target foe, has an 80% chance to inflict vulnerable. This ability does 5% more bonus damage and reduces pep by 5% for each debuff on the foe. If this ability defeats the target foe, inflict fear on all foes for 2 turns. Oh god, another game with fear.
Another unit with fear. Bomb Battalion deals 135% damage at maximum level to target foe, and Ghost will gain critical damage up for 2 turns. A 55% chance to copy each buff, excluding taunt from the target foe to himself and to another random hero. So, you go after somebody with a bunch of buffs, you have a 55% chance. I'm wondering if it's 55% per each buff, or it's a 55% chance to get all or nothing to copy each buff.
I think it's all or nothing.
If the ability critically hits, the chance is 80% instead, and if the ability defeats the target foe, randomly copy each debuff on the defeated foe to a random foe. So you could spread the debuffs. He's the opposite of Yoda.
Yeah, it's interesting. His passive ability, the Great Ghost. Whenever another hero falls below 50% health, Ghost grants all heroes stealth for 1 turn. Ghost has a 15% chance to gain payback for 2 turns for each other spooky hero. This ability cannot grant stealth to Ghost. Whenever a spooky hero gains stealth, Ghost heals 5% of his max health. Whenever a foe gains stealth, Ghost copies one of his debuffs to the foe. That's interesting. Whenever a Ghost is defeated, Ghost gains the following bonuses for the rest of the battle. Now, this is where this is where his whole, as you defeat his enemies, he gets stronger thing comes into play here with his passive ability.
Defeats his allies. Yeah, the first time, a plus 10% dodge chance, and if it was a spooky hero, Ghost gains 25% dodge chance instead.
The second time a hero is defeated, he gets plus 10% attack. If the defeated hero was spooky, he gains 20% attack instead.
And
the
then
third time... Yep.
Go ahead. Yep.
The third time, he has a 25% chance to heal himself for 5% of his max health whenever he attacks. If the defeated hero was spooky, the chance is 50% instead. So moral of the story is kill Ghost first.
Yeah, definitely kill Ghost first, just like you would kill Yoda first in that other game. And I'm so happy he has an ultimate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Spooky Capades deals 175% damage to a target flow and inflict flow. I am having trouble reading. I always do. Inflicts heal immunity for 2 turns. For each foe that has stealth or with 3 or more debuffs, Ghost attack is increased by 10% when using this ability, so it could do 185%. For each other hero with stealth, Ghost clears 1 debuff for himself. For each other spooky hero with stealth, Ghost heals for another 10% of his max health. So that is a pretty strong. That's a pretty strong.
Yes. Well, I mean, it is an ultimate.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I like that they've got. My little, my A-ful self is coming out. If you look at the art for his ultimate ability, that looks like the set that they recently released called the Haunted House. And I think that would be a great set to introduce into the game because we don't really have a lot of good spooky sets. So do it.
Yep. I do want to mention, thank you very much, Little Gen 8. You are Padawan number 735. Thank you for following.
735.
We do appreciate that.
What do you think? First impressions. What do you think?
First impressions. I'm loving the. I'm loving the kit. I'm loving the. I'm also loving the character design because, as you notice, he is slightly tinted green because the original Ghost character was glow in the dark.
Yes, and that was the first thing I noticed when I looked through all of the images and stuff that we got in the content creator. Speaking of, here's my outline. We got this today, So that was the first thing I noticed.
I really love. It's going to be huge on the screen here for a second. Let me bring it down here. But I really loved this little pose of him.
Yeah, that one's awesome. And I think it'll be interesting to see his stats. If he's going to stealth the rest of his team, I'm going to assume they're making him tanky, but we don't really know. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, if he's going to stealth the rest of his team and he's going to be the only one you can attack, you would think that they would make him a little thick so he can withstand a lot of the, can withstand a lot of the damage that he's going to get hit with.
Yeah. Well, Bulldog makes a good point. It's going to make it harder to kill Basil.
Yep.
And that's, Basil's spooky. This is a spooky team. Maybe the spooky meta is going to come around with Ghost. He is a master.
Yeah.
So not everybody's going to get him. So it's not going to be like, oh my god, there's ghosts running around everywhere. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, they have to establish more characters in this game for us to enjoy, and I'm fine with that. You know, I'm not damning them for what do you call it?
Adding more diversity and changing up the meta.
Yeah. Jester Gogo said he asked Little Wooden Boy about the event calendar. He said next week we'll get the calendar. I cannot confirm nor deny that.
I have no idea when the calendar's coming, but I really admire Jester Gogo for going out and hunting the information.
Yeah, we need to maybe we need to do get Jester Gogo get him a camera and have Jester Gogo make some content.
There you go. Or you can be an honorary content creator because he gets all of the information for the content creators to share.
GKM, who we're about to get on here in a moment, says feature him in an episode. That might be possible. That might be possible.
For sure.
But guys, we are going to we're going to take a break. On the other side of this break, we are going to have GKM on, and he's going to tell us. I've gotten a little bit of information, and it's really cool. But maybe we can have him spill the beans on what GKM really does stand for.
I would like to know.
Well, we'll definitely find out after these messages right here on the Escape Pod cast.
Hello, Escape Padawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Pod cast. And we are back. My name is Paul Anthony. I am joined by the Llama. And we are also joined by GKM Gaming, who, in a way, we've talked to this channel, this Discord server before, but never to this person. Welcome to LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Escape Podcast, GKM. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to be on. This is like one of my favorite things to watch.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel good. Thank you.
We're definitely going to have to we'll clip that for
we're gonna
posterity.
clip that and save it and replay it anytime I need
it will be my ringtone. It's one of my favorite things to watch. It's one of my favorite things to watch.
I just lost my job, but at least this is one of my favorit things to watch. Oh, that's so much better.
Exactly. We'll play it at the beginning of every show.
Wardy giving you a subscription to the Twitch channel. So thank you, Wardy, for that.
Don't ever do anything on Twitch, but hey, maybe one day.
One of these days. You show up now, and now you can use the llama emote. Or well, no, you can't use the llama emote, but you can use the escape pod emotes and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, the pressing question: what the heck does GKM stand for?
So that's a good question. So GKM stands for Green Knuckle Material. So I'm in a band. So I have a band called Green Knuckle Material. So
Nice.
when it was actually last year, I started. Me and my partner, my singer, we wanted to start an anime channel. So we called it GKM Anime, and it didn't pan out. When the pandemic hit, I started up. I got a new microphone. And I was gonna start the anime channel up again, and I was doing reaction videos to the new Pokemon series, and then I just kept getting copyright strikes, and then I was like, well, I just got into this game really around when the pandemic hit. I was watching it was really a lot of Bricko and Bagel Time and Greedos were like the 3 content creators I got into first. So I was like, yeah, I'd love to make videos. So it was right when Hank came out. I made like a video with Hank, and then I did a video on like why you don't need Valiant on a pirate team. And the video got like out the gates like over 400 like views because it was controversial. I'm a new content creator. I got to give it that little bit of edge.
And now everybody's agreeing with you because they're saying to swap out Valiant with Scarlet.
Yeah, I mean, I had Scarlet. Like Scarlet came out, I was like, all right, pirates are one of my favorite things. Period. I'll spend the money. I'll get Scarlet. I'm gonna get Hank, and I've never regretted it. Those are the only figures I really wailed on, and then I ended up wailing on Winston. That I kind of regret.
Yeah.
But I don't, so I got Winston because I wanted to, I was trying to build that Fire Station Courage Stack team, and it's not hitting.
Yeah, that city should be next on the list for reworks for sure.
Yeah, my fear is though that it's going to be like Clay and Iggy that get the best reworks, and those are the ones I don't have.
Yeah. But so I mean that makes so much more sense now how you end all of your videos with remember to knuckle up, because I was like this feels super random, but like now I know that it's because it's like in your name.
That's like a catchphrase that we say, and then like the ending song is our song. And the skull logo is actually like the band's logo, so it's all like
that's awesome
stuff.
Super cool.
So I do want to mention that you did send me your you did send me actually a Spotify link that I can paste here into the chat. The band's not bad, guys. If you like 90s, I don't want to say the alternative to an alternative, like your Blind Melon, your MXPX. If you like that kind of stuff, with a touch of kind of reggae with a little bit of horns. I mean, seriously, this music is not bad at all. I really did enjoy when you sent me these things. Isolate, actually, the first track that comes up was my favorite of the 10 that I listened to.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We actually got another one coming out soon.
I think October 30th we have another song coming out.
Excellent. We also I have also put his YouTube link for his gaming videos that he does. But let's talk about your account. So apparently you are in the same guild as Llama, which means that you're no slouch at this game. How long have you been playing? And does Neil get to take your free-to-play card?
Get to take my free-to-play card?
Yeah, because he did say that he wailed a little.
He wailed on Winston, yes.
Yeah, I've wailed. I've wailed. I wailed on Winston. I wailed on Scarlet. I wailed on Hank. I've gotten the booster pass the first month, but it's helped. I'm almost level 60. I might not get it again. I might keep getting it.
Yeah.
I like the game. I like the extra gems. I like having that. I have Master Wu is the best character in the game in my opinion. I have Jay at 6 stars now. Like, I'm a collector. I'm a Lego fan first. I don't play mobile games. This is the first RPG mobile game that I've really gotten into like this. Like I did the Digimon one, but it was just boring. And like, as there's a lot of complaints about the lack of content in this game, but I think it's the Lego factor that really keeps me in love with it, because I'm a big Lego fan.
So you're an AFOL like we are.
I'm an AFOL 100%.
What was your first set?
Could not tell you that. I've been collecting since I was a kid. So I used to do a lot of mocks, like my own creations, up until about maybe 5 years ago when I started the band. So what happened was I had like a Lego workshop. I was building some really awesome castle stuff. I wrote a book that I was illustrating with Lego, and then I needed a rehearsal space, so I had to kind of use that Lego space for like rehearsal space for the band, and I just haven't had the room to build Lego anymore. It's just I don't have the room in my house, but I just bought a house, so hopefully everything goes well with that and we close on it. And I do have quite a bit of space there, so I will have room for a Lego workshop.
Awesome. Yeah, there's like a closet that's like right there. That's literally full of Lego because I don't have the space to put it out either. So
Yeah,
I feel you.
I have a lot of unbuilt sets. Like I have a Millennium Falcon I never built. My brother got me one year. I have the Fisherman's Wharf. I have a couple of the Ninjago movie sets. I did build the Destiny's Bounty set, which I thought was an awesome. It was an awesome build. I got it right when Toys R Us was closing down. So I just went out and was like, oh, I gotta buy Legos.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one of my guilty pleasures.
Very cool.
Lego, D&D or Pathfinder, or whatever you want to call it, is another. I'm into that kind of gaming. But when I saw an ad for this game. I was food shopping like right after COVID hit with my girlfriend. I just saw it, downloaded it, and was just in love with the game right away.
So what is So you said that your favorite character is Wu?
No, I think he's the best character.
The best character. Who's your, if you could own, or maybe you do own, if you could own any of the characters in the game, what minifig would you have, sit next to you?
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Yeah, she's my favorite character.
You know who's got Scarlet in their shop is, I'm pretty sure, Brickbird has Scarlet.
Yep, talk to Vintage and Brick Down.
Okay.
Yep.
Dude, I used to spend so much money on Bricklink.
Oh yeah.
Well, we can we know a guy that'll give you a good deal.
Well, yeah, Brickbird's great.
I think I might actually have her though. I might have her sealed in a set that I didn't open up yet. I gotta check, but I thought I did. I haven't looked at gone through my Legos too much because they just kind of been in storage
and piling up.
Yes, anytime I see something, I'm just like, let me just buy it. Like any Lego dragon that comes out. I have 2 unbuilt Lego dragons. I have every single dragon that they've ever come out with.
Yeah, same. I can't go to Target by myself. I went to Target by myself the other day, and I came home and I was like, babe, guess what? I went to Target and didn't buy a Lego set. And she was like,
I walk into Target with my girlfriend and like she's going to get something. I'm like, yeah, just meet me in the Lego aisle.
Yeah.
What? So do you have any characters that are not unlocked that are attainable at this time?
Yeah. I don't have Iggy because he sucks. I don't have. I'll surprise you. I don't have Yuppie.
I don't have Yuppie either.
I was going to farm Yuppie. I was starting to farm him, and then it just kind of started to become irrelevant. Yep. I was like, you know what? I don't think I really need him. Who else don't I have?
I'm calling it now. We are going to need revives for the raid. So we might. I think Yuppie might be one of the ones that we need.
But to be honest. But to be honest, if you're going to pick a reviver to take in, you're going to take in Aurora. And I think it's not necessary to take 2 in when you use the Ice Glider.
So I beat the whole campaign, barely ever using Aurora, never using Aurora with Ice Glider. And I did clear all of those Brickspedition events, like go without using a med kit and go without losing a character for the whole week. And I did that without using Aurora.
Interesting.
So I have Aurora maxed out, and she's a unit that I use on certain teams, but I've beaten most of the stuff in the game without having to really use her. So it is possible.
Wow.
It's got to be high level and really lucky, and you have to get buff immunity on Ninjago day 7.
Right. Wow.
So I'm checking for you. I don't have Kartovsky. I don't have Yeti. I don't have Slimer. I don't have Gorwell. I don't have Governor, and I don't have Willa. And Nonsuch and Jens are not in the game yet. Although I'm really pissed about the way they put Nonsuch in.
So am I. I'm not too happy about it, but
what's your thought about what's your thought about the notes? I know you've got another video coming out. If you want to kind of preview it here.
I actually just recorded that video right before I came in here. So
okay.
Released my ghost video about an hour ago and was recording my notes video.
Yeah, along with Bricko. No.
Oh, yeah, he's like super on top of it. Well, this is what he does full time now, so like he's got nothing but time to, which is awesome, and super exciting for him. So he's got he had all afternoon to just sit there.
Yeah, I just got home maybe 2 hours ago, and then I made dinner for my girlfriend and me, and then I was like, all right, let me make this ghost video, and he already released it. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, he's like super on top of it.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy though.
Oh, absolutely. So, so just brief preview of what you think of the patch notes.
I thought Nonsuch got done dirty, unless they make him like you can unlock him through just completing the timed quest. In that case, all right, then it's the equivalent of an unboxed for me, and I'm fine with that. I was upset that Ghost wasn't a 6-star unlock, but I guess he'll come back and be a 5-star.
I think I'm going to interrupt you there, and I've got to say, making characters attainable at lower star levels for master event things, I honestly think that that's actually a good thing, because if you get new people to the game, you already have to farm space up to get it. Space is not one of the easily startable factions by any means. So putting him at an attainable or earlier attainable level retains the player base more, in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, I don't hate the idea, because I wasn't going to get it above 5-star anyway. I only have 5-star Quincy, and I only have 5-star Cold. So I'm not even sure. So for me, it's not a personal problem. The Master Shop, when they just upgraded with the apples, I just spent 4,000 Master Tiles. And then they do this, and I'm like, oh. And for me, it's like, I have like a little bit of OCD, so it's like, you've been hoarding you haven't even cashed yours in. Every time I see the little tab that I have to touch it, I need to get rid of it, and now I have to pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, I've been hoarding it for a while, and everybody's called me crazy. But I mean, so to me, I'm kind of like, ha! But I understand why it's frustrating and upsetting. I do, for sure.
Let me see how many. It's going to take me a moment to
I'll look at mine as well.
To open it up. Let me at least start it up. You want to talk about OCD? Let's talk about OCD in games. You have the little spinning percentage down there. No, it's not showing up that well. Does yours go from 86 to 85?
I don't even know.
When loading it up?
I don't even really look at it.
Oh, it's at 86 right now. Oh, it continued on. Mine goes from 86 back down to 85 and then forward to 100. How can you go backwards in percentage of loading a game? So,
that is annoying.
Let's go to Master. I will have 10,050. I'll have 10,050 when it goes live.
I'm wondering what the price changes are going to be. Like 100 Master
Or not
Tiles?
10,050, 1,050. My apologies.
You'll have 1,050 Master Tiles? Yep. Oh. I will have 9,010.
In the immortal words of Christian Bale, oh, good for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm a little salty about that, but, as you guys were saying,
warranted.
I get the move, and I would have liked to have the back tiles at least, but for me, it's not even the back tiles. It's the price drop, and then I already spent them. So that's a little annoying.
No. Dog Meat mentions his does 87 to 86. So it's not just me. Good.
Yeah, no, it's
Good to see you. I'll give you a Neil-inspired hello, Governor.
Hello,
They do
Governor.
it Gameloft.
So, what about Ghost? You've released that Ghost. What if you could sum up and make people go, I gotta go check out this video? How is your Ghost video better than everyone else's?
I love Ghost, and I will tell you all of the good things that you can do with him, in my opinion, in this game. I think he's going to be amazing on a spooky team. I think he has a ton of sustain. He's going to be more difficult to kill than you think, especially if you're a smart player and you're kind of holding your taunts for the right thing. I think even if it's not a full spooky team, if you see him on a Magisto's Tower team, with King's Court Trio or with Basil and Willa and Magisto, I think he's gonna be really, really good. The Magisto's Tower team is a lot of whale figures. I have a video on that I did a while ago because Tipster sent me some footage. She said, "Hey, I think you should do a video on this." It had like Vankman, Willa, Wu, Basil, and Magisto, and it's a really, really good team. It's probably one of the best teams out there. You don't see much in the arena, but I think that you could definitely fit him on there. He's going to definitely make Castle more viable because Castle's really good.
Yeah, he's a Castle too with spooky.
Yeah,
he's more meant for spooky though. But yes,
his synergies are with spooky. But if you're running him on a spooky Castle team, where Willa and Basil are spooky, so now you're getting like double synergies because you also have those Castle synergies that come with a full Castle team. So maybe we'll see a resurgence of Castle. I'm not predicting that. I don't know if that's it yet. But, I mean, Spooky's super pay to play, and it should be running the meta if you can get it.
Well, I mean, we'll see how many more people get it with the changes in the Master Shop, for sure. And with Basil coming back. I think with the changes in the Master Shop and Basil, we'll see a lot of people focusing really hard on Basil.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Basil, though, is like, is he not just better at 5 stars than 7 stars?
Sure.
I kind of, maybe just because I want to only get him 1 more star up, I kind of want to subscribe to that into that train of thought. And then opens up your Master Shop, or your Master Currency, or your event currency. I'm sorry.
Here's going to be the problem with that is that if it becomes a plague upon the meta, they are just like the Star Wars game did. They will take away the benefit of a paper Basil. So
I don't think that Spooky
and they
will
should
ever be a plague on the meta. You think they should take away him being better at a lower star?
Yes, absolutely. To
I disagree.
To not reward those who don't invest in it.
But I mean, there's so much to invest in for Spooky.
There is, but it's still something that if you do better because you haven't put work into something, that's not how a mobile game should work.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but hopefully this is one of the bad business decisions that they make, because they make a lot of bad business decisions at Gameloft. Like the fact that Will is not going in this event store, apparently.
Yeah,
Which
that
blows my mind.
to put Kartovsky in the space Brick Pace event store, but not put Willa in this one, to me is a little nah.
Blows my mind.
I don't think that was a smart move at all.
I said it when they did the first Basil event. Man, they better put Willa in here. People are going to spend so much money. Like, if the game is, I know after Ghostbusters financially they lost money. They had to have lost money. Yeah. This is your cash cow, and you need it. Cash in on it. Like, I want the game to continue to go on. And then they changed the Ghostbusters, not the Ghostbusters event. I think it was the Imperial event, and they made it like the Quincy event. I didn't think the Quincy event was the best Brick Pace event. Why don't they just do it like the J event?
'cause it's a
I
two-tiered
thought
event.
Ghostbusters / Quincy was the better event.
Then Jay?
Well, Jay's a single tier. You can't compare like single tier to double tier because you got to look at them as all double tiers and all single tiers.
I mean,
We're gonna see a single tier out of Ghost.
There's 4 hard nodes in Jay. There could have been 4 hard nodes in Tyranny of Justice, 2 Lees, 2 Governors.
I mean,
That's not just
we'll
2.
see how they bring back the Ghostbusters one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that with Ghostbusters, they're going to give more attempts and a higher drop rate. That was what I was led to believe initially when it first dropped. That's what.
Although to be completely fair, I wasn't super upset with the way the Ghostbusters event was structured either. I think that the drop rate could have been improved, but I thought that it was a million times better than the Tyranny event, the original.
100%. I don't mind the tiered. I just when I look at what they just did with the J event, like you could make 40 attempts on hard nodes in a day if you have the energy.
I did 60.
Yeah, and for the Quincy, I could only make 10 a day without refreshing on Quincy.
Yeah.
That is not good.
Yeah.
I
I think there should be a balance. There's got to be a balance, right? So like 2 and 2, I think 2 and 2, like you said, would be good.
Yeah. Well, with the Ghostbusters, they said Bankman and Ray are coming back, so I wonder if they're going to add extra hard nodes in those Winston and Egon maps.
No, they'll replace them, I think, because they each had multiple, right? Or did they each just have one?
They each had one.
Yeah.
So, Bet-ur, that's what I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna call you Bet. Forgive me because I'm unsure of how to say the last part of it. Bet just followed us. Thank you very much for that. Bet-ur. Okay, cool. I'm gonna call you Bet-ur. Better says, I like the old Tyranny event more than the other multi-fig brick paces. I'm on the opposite team. I think having to, nobody knew until almost the very end what was beyond tyranny, and then all of a sudden, the governor's there, and we're going, now what?
Yeah, that was an upsetting brick pace. Although, here's the thing: like they say in the notes, like, "Oh, you guys don't like more hard nodes." It's not that we don't like a lot of hard nodes. We don't like having no easy nodes.
Yes.
Because then if you wailed on energy, you have nowhere to spend that energy.
Exactly.
Put easy, like it's like they hear us, but they're not listening. So I feel that way a lot when it comes to some of the changes they make.
I think we're gonna be okay though. I mean, the way that I was able to go in and get shards of get event currency from the J event, which I just missed unlocking him.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get him next time. Just missed it.
6.
Mine's at
Nice.
6.
Yeah, it took as long to get Governor as it did the end of Quincy. I already had Dwayne, so I just went for Quincy, and I did unlock Quincy. That's me though.
I got Quincy to 5. So I mean,
So did I.
You're good. The results are pretty comparable, I think. So you're not wrong about that, but it's just like I don't want to spend gems on attempt refreshes. I don't mind putting my gems into energy, but when I have to start spending it on attempt refreshes, that kind of grinds me a little bit.
I'm used to spending in-game valuable or in-game currencies, the hard currency. I'm used to spending that in the other game that I play for attempts.
I feel like playing like Swaga as we do, we're kind of immune to attempt refreshes because there's a lot of them in that game. But,
right.
So I'm the same way, right? Like I don't mind spending perfect example is for the J event. I didn't unlock all 4 nodes. I just had the first 3, and I did 60. Like I simmed 60 times every day.
Wait, you didn't finish the last node on the J event? The last hard node?
No.
Better says, don't listen to me, I buy bags.
Hey, nah, Nothing's wrong with good old bags. You know what?
The clockwork bag was excellent. There are bags that are magnificent, and we will definitely give props where props are due when it comes to those bags.
That to me sounds like you guys are premium bags, though.
I'm gonna guilty pleasure on bags. Early on in the game, and even I did this right leading up to WoW, I actually bought like the specialized bags with like the Just Pirates, Just City, and stuff. Because you really do get, like, if you're really trying to build something like Pirates, it's honestly worth the paying for the Pirates bag rather than paying for a premium bag or a builder bag and getting something that's not even Pirates.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend on bags, which probably I don't recommend, but
yeah, no, definitely not.
It is what it is.
Well, GKM, pitch your channel. Tell people why they need to go check you out, other than me saying that you're a cool cat and everybody should.
I try to do videos that no one else is doing. So, like, sometimes there's just videos I don't do because I'm like, well, everybody's doing videos on this. But obviously, like with the content creator program, I want to stay on top of, releasing the latest content and keeping content coming out. I release pretty consistently. I have a few series. I have like Whale Wednesday, Free to Play Friday, which they were going every week, but then I kind of ran out of good free to play characters. So I'm going to wait a little bit and find the right ones. I'm always, trying to be up to date on what's going on. And you'll get a lot of videos and a lot of, good, mostly short content. I try not to go over 15 minutes with a video and usually try to keep them 5 to 6.
So,
the music's great.
Now, how do people find you?
You just go to YouTube, type in GKM Gaming, and that's it. Lego Legacy, and you'll see my icon, which is Captain Redbeard.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me the ahoy and subscribe.
Any final questions for GKM here?
I do have one question, and I'm going to let him answer Jester Gogo's question, see what his opinion is. When the Tyranny event comes out, should I spend my currency on non-such or on Governor?
All right, well, first off, Jester Gogo, you are the greatest human being.
The GOAT.
Probably ever.
The GOAT.
I'm literally recording a video talking about, like Jester Gogo keeps asking me when the patch notes are, and while I'm recording, I get a notification.
I did see that in your video. That was hysterical.
He's like, oh, so today? I'm like, Jesus, Jester Gogo. He's relentless.
Jester Goat Go.
But, I mean, it's going to depend on if they change the non-such unlock. I think non-such is just better than the Governor. I think he's the best Imperial unit. And if you are someone who's going to run Imperials, you can't run Imperials without him.
Without who exactly?
Non-such.
Okay.
When they first announced the Tyranny of Justice event, I went ham and did like an 8 straight consecutive days of videos on all the units, and then like saying like they'll all be in the event store, non-such will be in the event store, Valiant, LaCoy, and then it dropped and none of them were there. And the set wasn't even there. And I was like, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah.
But I will probably throw that in Discord soon, that non-such video I did as like a little refresher, because he's another anti-stealth unit, and he actually can do a really fair amount of damage with his basic. There's really no cap on what he can do.
Yeah, and I do agree that the Imp store was by far the worst store. But guys, the one thing we do have to acknowledge is that Gameloft is actually listening. They have made a lot of different changes that have benefited us as players after feedback. So while some, claim the sky is falling, there's a lot of people that claim the sky is falling. And I don't want to get into entirely negative coverage of some things, because first and foremost, this is a game. If you're not having fun, there's a delete button. Feel free to use it. If you spent money on the game, you did that by choice. Nobody said you must spend money on this game. If you regret a purchase, there's a thing called buyer's remorse. But nonetheless, overall, this is a game. Have fun playing it the way that you want to play it. But when you get a sense of entitlement, that is when it becomes toxic to a community. And if you do that, don't spread toxicity.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to piggyback off you. There is a lot of negatives in the game, but there's a lot of things people complain about that I just don't agree with as a complaint. People like to complain about like the paywalling, but you know, you can go over to my channel and watch all the free-to-play Friday videos. You have a lot more good options as a free-to-play player, and honestly, the best characters in the game you can't even pay for. Yep. You can't pay for Magisto. Well, not really. I mean, I guess you can kind of pay for Magisto to get your, achievements done quicker. You can't pay for Redbeard. You can't pay for Garmadon, and you can't pay for Jen Slate, who's probably going to be the next Redbeard in my opinion.
Who's Jen Slate?
Jen Slate.
The raid.
You mean Black
Benny?
Black Benny. Black Benny. Okay.
Black Benny.
Because there's Black Benny that's coming to the game, and there's Red Benny who's in the game right now.
Yes, Black Benny. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just wanted to make sure that I knew who you were talking about. All right. So that great point. Thank you very much, GKM. Anything else before we wrap up the show, my friend?
No, just thank you both for having me on. This has been a great time.
Excellent.
And I will definitely love to have both of you on individually as a guest for videos.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
If you ever have an idea of something you guys want to do, just hit me up.
Call me up for the next Whale Wednesday.
and I like space.
Oh God.
I just did all the space.
Pick a different one, Paul.
Hey, there's a raid coming out.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll do raids with Paul and Llama.
There we go.
Some sort of whale.
Cool.
I'm sure there's plenty to whale on. So.
Yeah, better. I've got an entire space set up on the top of the thing here. Anyway,
you guys just build sets, or you make your own? You do mocks.
I collect minifigs.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of mocks.
I have to show before we close the show. Pardon me, GKM. I realized I had the Dancing Benny. I had purchased that set a while ago, but what I didn't realize is that he has heart eyes. So I put the heart eyes Benny face on here, and I still have the screaming scared face for Llama.
There you go.
So the new official one has heart eyes Benny as my head.
I'm sure they'll put Llama in the game at some point.
Oh, if they put Llama in the game, I hope that Gameloft gives Llama a Llama.
Even if I just get a free unlock.
A free 2-star unlock of Llama. Exactly.
They'll probably release it as like an unboxed. So yeah, you'll get a free.
There we go. I'd be fine with that. But I will literally set a record for fastest minifigure to 7 stars. If that ever happens. Good, bad, or indifferent.
That's funny. And then they can give it synergy with like Spaceman,
No.
Blue Spaceman.
No.
Blue Spaceman.
You mean Benny?
Benny.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. We are going to close out the show here. Any final words, Llama?
No, thank you so much to GKM. Thank you so much for everybody who came and hung out and spoke in the chat. It was a fun night.
All right, we are going to go ahead and close it out, and then I'm going to do a lot of editing after this, because I got to.
GKM likes to curse.
Yeah, since GKM likes to curse.
I said it once.
I know. I'm teasing you just because I can.
Yes.
With that being said, protect those that you love. Wear a mask. Also, one thing I'm going to add while we during these next few weeks, if you're in the U.S., get your ass out and vote. And also, Be nice to each other, damn it. We'll see you next week for more LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Podcast. And Llama, push the button.
Sure thing. Bye, guys. Peace, peace.